Hey, mamas, and welcome back to another episode of the Modern Moms Club. So today I'm excited because I'm interviewing fellow podcaster Lisa Druxman, and I actually came across her because of her book and her podcast. So lots of great info from Lisa. She's a mompreneur. She's on a mission to inspire all moms to live a healthier life. She's a motivational speaker and author of The Empowered Mama, which I said we'll dive into. And she's the creator of Fit for Moms. So Lisa, thank you so much for being here, and mother of two.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Always excited to connect with another mom entrepreneur and podcaster.
Yes. So, first I want to dive into a little bit about your background, about what it is that you do. And then I want to get into some of the business questions and the mom questions. But for some of the moms who aren't familiar yet about what you do, I would love for you to give them a little bit of background.
Yeah, I think that probably most people know me as the founder of Fit for Mom. Originally, that was Stroller Strides. I started it 17 years ago when my son was born. Truthfully, I was just looking for a way to connect with other moms and to find a community. So I created one. I was a fitness professional at the time, so it was easy for me to create a workout that moms could do with their strollers. And long story short, I wasn't the only one looking for that because Stroller Strides took off. We became a franchise. And as my own kids grew up, the business grew up as well. And so we added more programs like Fit for Baby, which is our prenatal program, and Body Back, which is our transformational program. We're adding so much right now, I can hardly keep up. There's a new program called Strides 360 and Ignite. So Fit for Mom is the umbrella brand. It's the company that offers strength and motherhood to moms at every stage of motherhood.
I love it.
That in more recent years, I created my own podcast and my own book, The Empowered Mama, just because I really so believe in the power of moms and want moms to live their best lives.
Yes, I love that. I think a lot of the moms that I talk to on here, when I interview, and a lot of the moms have their own businesses or they have a product, that can help moms. All of them say they're like, it's so lonely. When you first start off being a mom, it's lonely and you feel like you're just in the day-to-day of nursing and changing diapers, and you're not getting that connection with other real people, like other moms.
Yep.
So, I think it's so important to have that community. And I love that your business came out of fulfilling a need for yourself.
Yes.
And then in turn, you're helping so many other moms.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why we say the strength in motherhood is like, yes, we're playing on that word of strength for physical strength because it's a fitness program, but it's really the strength we get when we come together as moms and when we share what we've learned and what we figured out and just support one another that you're going to get through this. And so everything that I share in my books and podcasts is always to lessen the learning curve for other moms. So whether it's you as a mom just juggling work and motherhood or starting your own business, doesn't mean I figured everything out, but I share with you what I have figured out.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, we can always learn more, right? Like I always say, you can never stop learning, never have enough money, never have enough love. Like, there's certain things that you should just always be learning and growing and, cultivating new skills. And as a mom, like you can always learn new hacks. So I'm all about the hacks for moms.
Me too. I don't stop learning and learning from, I honestly think part of the reason a very big part of the reason why I do the podcast is so I can learn from others. Like it's the best.
Yes. It's so amazing and very, very powerful. So I want to kind of take it back a little bit to when you first started your business. You mentioned, that you started the business when your son was first born. Is that correct?
Yes, he was 3 months old when the first Stroller Strides class happened.
3 months old. So how, kind of walk us through, what was that like trying to start a business? Were you intentionally starting a business? Did you know you were kind of starting a business at the time? What did that look like trying to balance mom life and work life?
I did not know. Before becoming a mom, I was the general manager at this very large multi-million-dollar health club. And I loved working in the fitness industry, but those were like 60 to 80-hour work weeks. And I knew that didn't fit who I wanted to be as a mom. But I was the breadwinner in our family. And so we expected I was going to have to go back to work full time.
Yeah.
So Stroller Strides kind of came about during my maternity leave because I didn't want to leave him to go work out. So I created this workout I could do with him. And I really started the first classes not thinking it was going to be a business, but starting it as a community. And when I saw how quickly people wanted to participate in it, that was when I told my husband, I'm not going back to work. I think I could turn this into a business. And my first business plan wasn't for an investor. It was for my husband to say, if I open up this many classes, if I teach this many, if I cut back our expenses here, I think I can pull this off. And it's amazing to look back on yesterday, all the plates I was spinning. But it was also a really special time because I had my baby by my side, even at meetings and proposals, and it all worked out.
Yeah. And I think also when we're in the thick of it, we just do. Like, we don't think about it. We just go into action mode and we just make it happen because there's no other choice. We just do it, as moms.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all like super women. We're super mom, because we just do it and we don't think about the logistics of it. We just move.
Yeah. For me, I felt like failure was not an option. And when I say that, I fail every single day and I learn from it. But failure as far as the business not working and me having to go back to work full time, that was not an option for me. And so I thought running my own business was so amazing because after being an employee for so many years, I finally could walk my own talk and run my business the way I wanted to. And that was pretty amazing.
Yes. And also when you become a mom, like before you have kids, you don't think about, at least I didn't, you're like, okay, I want to be with my son, my daughter, whatever. But like, how do we actually make that happen? So you were giving yourself the ability to do that, but then also again, creating this community and fulfilling a need where there was a void, and in turn, like really making a community for women everywhere. So that's powerful. So what would you say to a mom who, she's trying to grow her business or run her business while raising a little one, or maybe she has 1, 2, 3 little ones at home and she's trying to start a business?
Have a plan and get help. The biggest mistake that I see for most young moms starting their own business is that they're trying to do everything at the same time. Mm-hmm. They're trying to run their business while being a mom. And what ends up happening is you don't feel like you're doing anything well. You're constantly on your phone, but trying to watch your toddler. And so even if you just got a couple hours a day of help, you will get more done in those 2 hours than most people will in an 8-hour day. Yes. And that way you can really be more present with when you're being a mom. And so I wish I learned that earlier and got help sooner. We have over 300 Fit for Mom franchisees. So we every single day are coaching moms in business. And this is one of the first things we say, like, get the help. Make sure you're doing what only you can do. Okay, only I can be a mom to my kids. Only I can do certain aspects of my business. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of aspects of my business that could be done by someone else.
Yes.
And outsourcing doesn't always have to be in your business. Outsourcing might mean that you buy pre-chopped vegetables and a roasted chicken at the market so you don't have to cook. Yes. It might be that you're outsourcing to your spouse or partner to get them to run more errands for you so you don't have to. My goal in 2019 is to be errand free, to have everything sent to me from Amazon and automated, because I just don't think your big, beautiful life is happening when you're running errands. It's not happening at Target.
I agree. I totally agree. I say to the moms all the time, I say, outsource, even like, of course we love our dogs and our animals, but like get someone to walk the dog. There's apps, like everything now, So even the little things and technology is such a beautiful thing because we've got Amazon and Instacart and like all of these things that can just make life so much easier, especially for mom. Like these are things that like my mom didn't have, my grandmom didn't have, like they weren't able to like pull up their phone and in 5 minutes have groceries like on the way.
Correct. There has never been a better time to be a mom in business and give up what you want to give up. So like I have been, my kids are older now, but I've been the master of carpool. So like when sports came or school came, like I would coordinate with 4 other moms and make sure that I only had to drive 1 day a week. And I had a mom say to me, well, I'm really sad about that idea because my time with my kids in the car is one of my favorite times. then don't give that up. Like, give up the thing. If you don't want to walk your dog, then give that up.
Yeah.
Give up the things that are not the most important to your life.
Mm-hmm. I love that. It's so important. And I think moms need to know that it's okay to do that. Like, maybe even make a list of the things that you would rather have someone else do and the things that you want to do and the things that you don't want to do. Find a way to outsource that or find another way to get that done.
I think that is a brilliant idea. I'm all about the list. And so I would create a list of what are the things that are your strengths, like I'm good at and I love to do. Those are the things that you're going to honor. Create another list of, what, I can do this, but I don't love to do this. And another list of like, I shouldn't even be doing this. And those are the things you get rid of first.
Yes. I love that. I love that even better. You have 3 columns instead of 2. I love it. So what's one thing that, you would tell a new mom or an expecting mom, like what should she know about starting this new chapter in her life?
As far as motherhood or running a business?
Yeah, no, in terms of motherhood, because I think that, a lot of the moms that listen to the podcast, they're going through pregnancy right now and they're in that unknown stage. So, kind of think back to that time and say like, maybe think about this or, because we can never be like totally 100% prepared, but like as that new mom, what do you wish you would have known?
Everybody says it, so it's not that no one told me this, but maybe I didn't listen or didn't believe it. But time goes by faster than any cliche says it's going to. In the blink of an eye, my son is going to college this fall. Like, how did that happen? I feel like just yesterday I was bringing him to my stroller strides classes.
Yeah.
So that works for you in many ways. So when you are having those really hard times, whether it's sleepless nights or a toddler tantrum, realize that it's going to pass and the good times are going to pass too. So you let the hard ones pass by and then hold on to the other ones. I wish that I spent more time playing on the floor with my kids and less time working, or at least worrying about work.
Like as you're saying that. I think
or just trying to keep the house clean. Like, it didn't matter. Like, I remember once I said to my stroller strides moms, I said, I want you to spend 10 minutes of quality time with your kids today, like uninterrupted quality time. And they all pushed back on me and said, I'm with my kids all day long. I said, no, see if you spend 10 minutes. And they all came back to me and said, I'm so sad. I don't actually spend 10 minutes of quality time with my kids. So I really just think that moms need to create what works for them, and we should on ourselves, SHOULD, too much, that we should be like that mom or this mom. Yeah. I have so many friends who are way better off going to work every single day and having somebody else watching their kids, and they're better mothers for it. And I have other mom friends who are better off being stay-at-home moms. Like, do what works for you and be honest about it, and not what you see on somebody's Instagram highlight reel and think that's the mom you should be.
I love that. And it's so true, because it really is like, be what you want to be. Like, don't feel like you need to be that other mom. Like you said, the highlight reel mom, like that's doing, it's like her highlight reel is she's doing the crafts and all these things. But then behind the scenes, she's like, has no idea like how to, handle, she has having the meltdowns in the background. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a good balance of knowing what you want to do, what your priorities are. And it's okay not to want to do be totally loving every little thing, Yeah. So that's really important. So I want to dive into a little bit about kind of how you structure your day and getting your goals done, because, running a business and being a mom, it's not like it just happens and it's easy. Like, we're all figuring it out. So what are some tips that you can share with us that you use to get those like big, juicy goals accomplished?
Well, I've become like a master of time. Like, this is my thing. And it's because time is so precious. And so my biggest recommendation to working moms and mom entrepreneurs is to be an early riser. And so I know it hurts. And, if you're sleep deprived because you have a new baby, then you have a pass. But as soon as you're not sleep deprived, I wake up at 4:30 every day. And from 4:30 till 6:30, are my hours. And so it's changed a lot. Like it used to be a 10-minute period, but now because my kids are older, 4:30 to 5:30 is my time to journal, to meditate, visualizations, affirmations. 5:30 to 6:30 is my workout time. But like I start my day based on what's most important to me. I look at every single day and I block out the schedule. So I have an ideal week schedule that's blocked out, that has certain times blocked out for learning, for growth, for writing, podcasting, if that's what you do. Certain times blocked out for meetings, because what I learned, and again, all of these things I learned from making the mistakes, is my meeting brain is very different than my writing brain. Okay. Yeah. Like getting in that creative zone. And it's very hard to transition from one to the other. Yeah. So by blocking out certain either periods of the day or full days for those kinds of work, it made my life so much easier to know that it used to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays were my meeting days, and I could be in meetings all day long. It wasn't my favorite day, but I got them done. Right. But then Wednesday was my writing day, and I looked forward to Wednesdays. Yeah. So blocking out time for almost themes or categories, and it doesn't just have to be work. You can block out that this is family time, this is me time, this is my date time. My husband and I, do a date every weekend. Whatever it is you need to, what's important to you, block time for it. It makes a really big difference. The other thing is block out margin, block out space, because it's not about a race to see who gets the most done. If you create space between your appointments, some space just to breathe, you will find that you not only rest your brain and you feel better. Like I found that at 3:30 every single day, I was burned out and exhausted. And it was because I worked so hard from 4:30 to 3:30. Now I take mini breaks. I actually use a timer on my iPhone for all my work slots. Then I take a break. And I can go for so much longer because I'm just more efficient and more rested. I'm not burned out anymore.
Definitely. So you go to bed, or you wake up at 4:30. So what time do you go to bed?
Probably 9:30. Okay. I mean, I'm in bed by 8:30. I watch a show, but I go into bed at 9:30.
I love it. Oh my God, that's amazing. My husband and I are like, so I used to be a night owl. And then when I met my husband, he was up super early in the morning. Well, I say super early, not 4:30 early. It was like 5 a.m.-ish, Totally. And so now I'm clearly a morning person, but I had to learn how to cultivate that. It wasn't just like, okay, and I go from being a night person staying up to like, now we go to bed at 9:30. So, you have to kind of like give yourself the baby steps, but you just get so much more done. You're so much more productive.
For all of you night owls who are watching or listening and you're thinking, oh, I could never wake up that early because I go, I'm not tired. If you start waking up at 4:35, 5:30, you will be tired. I promise you that will not be a problem.
Definitely. Yeah. So, talking about productivity, like you gave us some awesome tips on, blocking out like your times and the timer and your morning habits. So like, what are your non-negotiables when it comes to your me time or setting that time for yourself that like you have to do every day, whether it's meditation or working out? Like, what are those non-negotiables?
Yeah, my non-negotiables for me are meditation Monday through Friday. On the weekends, I'm not as good about it. Like, and I also feel like I don't need it as much. Yeah. But meditation, some form of exercise. I actually believe that you should schedule exercise for 7 days a week. And that surprises a lot of people because you probably don't need to have that much. But here's my thought. If you schedule exercise for 7 days a week, then on that day that you either don't feel well or babysitter canceled or whatever, you still have the rest of the days covered. So if I've worked out Monday through Saturday, maybe I'll give myself Sunday off. Or they don't all have to be high intensity. It could be just taking a walk. But I am so addicted to exercise for how it makes me feel.
Yes, that's what I say. I feel like we're so aligned. Everything you're saying, I'm like,
I can't imagine, like, the days that all right, so I didn't exercise a lot over the holidays because I got really sick. And maybe it's because I was sick, but I felt so depressed and so tired. And I'm like, this is how most of America feels all the time.
Yeah.
Our bodies are meant to move. And so body emotion stays in motion. So it's non-negotiable for me to move every day.
I love that. So, I feel like you just have accomplished so much, and you're giving back in such a huge way. And I want to know, like, what inspires you?
What inspires me is, moms inspire me, and moms inspire me because we are raising the next generation of leaders. There's a lot of people, I'm not going to get at all political, but there's a lot of people who are not happy about the way the world is being run right now. And if that is the case, then we need to change who's going to be leading it. Mm-hmm. And that, I think a lot of that falls on us as parents. I won't just say moms. And so if we want our kids to be kinder, we need to be kinder. If we want to show them how to balance work and life, then we need to do that. If we want to show them how to eat healthier, we need to model that. And so I think that motherhood is such an incredible gift, because maybe you can see it as a responsibility, but I see it as a gift that I should live the way I want my kids to one day live. Yeah. And I hope that my kids will look back and say, like, I saw my mom balancing work and motherhood. I saw my mom protecting time for herself. I saw my mom doing charity work, and it's not about being perfect, but they see me always working on it.
Yes. It's so amazing. There's no such thing as perfect parenting. Like, there's literally, I hate the word perfect because it's not a realistic thing. Like, no one's perfectly doing anything, So I think that just knowing that and giving yourself grace and knowing, like, if you're just doing the best you can and figuring it out and giving whatever it is you can give to your kids, like, that's good enough. And that's amazing, because that's what they need. Like, there's no better mom or parent for your child than you. Like, you were given this child for a reason. And, I think it's really powerful that moms know that they are in charge of, like, exactly what you said, like, live what you want your kids to replicate and see, because they're going to be, like, just the other day, I made salmon for dinner, and my son is such a great eater. Like, he eats everything. But my husband was playing with our baby and was on the floor, and he comes over and he sees my plate and he starts eating it. I'm like, if I had, like, a burger or something, like, just not, that I wouldn't want him to eat, why would I be eating it? Why would I be putting it in my body? If I don't want him to eat that way, why would I treat myself that way? Yep. And I think that goes across the board for everything.
I do too.
So I love that, that you mentioned that. So, with your podcast and everything that you have coming up, what are you working on now? Like, what are those big, kind of like new things you have going on, and just either goals or things that you're accomplishing now going into 2019?
What I'm working on now, both within Fit for Mom and on my own with my next book, is really teaching women the joy of living. I feel like so many people, and because I get to meet thousands of moms across the country, they are here and they want to get there, whether it's in health or work or whatever it is. And there's this giant chasm, and they feel like, I can't achieve happiness till I'm there. I can't achieve happiness till I'm this certain weight. And I think what's really in that chasm is your life. Yeah. And so I so want to help women enjoy their life more than they are. And I think that in America, we have this pursuit of happiness, but happiness is declining in America. Mm-hmm. So I think that we need to actually look at, how do we find joy in being grounded in gratitude and going slower and being more present and mindful in life. And I think that one of the things that we're missing in today's society are deep relationships and connections. Mm-hmm. We have a million superficial relationships on social media, and we might have lots of likes and lots of followers or friends, but we're really missing deep connection. And I don't know, I think that all human beings need it, but women especially need deep connection. They need relationships. We get oxytocin from good conversation. Yeah. So what you'll be seeing more at Fit for Mom, but also within my own Empowered Mama group, are like more small group mom mentor programs where we are supporting each other. And again, deeper relationships.
Yeah, and it's so needed, because so many of the moms I connect with, like I said, they want that. They want the tribe. They want that feeling of, like, you're going through it, so am I, and I can connect with you. And, I always say, like, for moms like I'm the mom and I go to the park and I'm pushing my son on the swing and I'm like, hey, so you live around here?
Yeah.
It's like dating, but like, you're talking to a mom. And it's just funny.
That was the start of stroller strides for me. It was nursing in the Nordstrom bathroom and talking to moms and inviting them to class.
Yes, yes. I do like I do the same thing. I'm there and I'm like, hey, so how old's your son? Mine's 16 months. Okay. Like
Yes.
so it's so funny, but it's so needed because we're all looking for it. And I think some moms like me, I'm not shy to go and introduce myself and talk, but there's other moms that don't feel comfortable doing that. And they want a place to feel that tribe and that feeling of connection. So I think it's so amazing what you're doing. And, I love how this is like, you started this, you said it was 17 years ago. And now it's like, there's so many more ways for women to connect with each other, but real connections, not just like you said, on the surface, Facebook like, comment, whatever, like really investing in each other as moms.
I agree.
So I love that you're doing that. So where can all of the moms connect with you, get some more information about you, and, just connect with you and find out more about what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm very easy to find. I'm at Lisa Druxman on all the things, Instagram and Facebook. Fit for Mom, it's fit with the number 4, mom.com for finding podcast, blog, finding classes across the country. We have almost 2,000 class locations across the country and also franchise opportunities. So if you have a passion for fitness and motherhood and you want to be in business for yourself but not by yourself, then come work with us.
I love it. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for being here today and inspiring all the moms because, it's not easy to do it alone, but when you have a community and you feel like you're really, inspired and you have people there with you by your side, it just makes it a little bit easier. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Mamas, we'll see you on the next episode. Awesome.